Hello, friends, and welcome to another edition of Magic Mondays. Today we have Wilkommen with Rocco. Um, Rocco is a useful commander, and I will explain why shortly. But he's not necessary for this deck to work. He's just kind of useful. But we'll talk about that. Average mana cost is a little on the high side at 3.4. We got 22 creatures, a big assortment. This is definitely not a tribal deck. Um, Only three between instant and sorcery, a whole bunch of artifacts, some enchantments, even a couple of battles, just because I thought that would be fun. I'm just checking quick here. Okay, I did put in. Sorry, the last video I did, I hadn't put in the special lands yet. And I wanted to make sure I had done that. So, the idea here is when my creatures enter the battlefield, a thing happens. So we've got cards like Ephemerate and, yeah, Ephemerate. I'm sorry, my mind just went blank. So we've got, creatures that enter the battlefield for my opponent. I gain a life and they're tapped because Authority of the Councils is a good card. But here we've got a creature. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under my control, bolster one. We've got Loyal Warhound to get a Plains card. We've got Gala Greeters, because of course we do. We've got Lotus Cobra to get that mana going. We have even some Cinder Vines, just because I haven't used it in a while, and I thought it might be kind of fun to include it, because it's kind of annoying and it's versatile. We got some mana rocks here, some removal here. Again, when it enters the battlefield, exile target creature. When it enters the battlefield, exile a non-land card from an opponent's hand. So that's kind of the theme, is to, this is just to have a draw. And there's some people who play with a lot of lands that turn into creatures, and I like to kill those in any way I can. Uthgard Fury, when it enters the battlefield, deals 4 damage to a target. Damage isn't removed from creatures your opponent's control during cleanup steps. I kind of like that just because sometimes there's some really big stuff and you can whittle them down. Cemetery Prowler, so it enters the battlefield or attacks, exile a card from a graveyard, and then it costs less. So this is kind of a one-time thing, but if you just want to clear out an opponent's graveyard, it's also useful. And then we get into the real meat of this, so to speak, with a whole bunch of mana rocks here, more mana rocks. But here we get our teleportation circle, so that we can bounce a creature every turn and get some sort of benefit. We've got Cawthon here, just in part for the land and part for some removal. If we're lucky, we get up to that ultimate there. Kind of a pretty versatile planeswalker. Hollowback Piper to get some big things out early, because it's only 2 mana and tap it to get out a creature card. Helm of the Host, very important card in terms of its versatility. So, not for a Hollowback Piper, but for Gala Greeters, that could work, or for something better, because it will make tokens that aren't legendary. Panharmonicon, because that's the whole point of this deck. Elish Norn, because, again, whole point of this deck. Whenever a permanent enters the battlefield, causes a triggered ability to trigger, it triggers an additional time. So then we get into the real power here. Demanding Dragon, 5 damage, or sacrifice a creature. Terror of the Peaks, direct damage wherever I want it. Vorniclex, get a couple forests, and then we can do that transformation to Grand Evolution. Atali is when it attacks, but I wanted to put it in here anyway because it's a really useful card. Kogla for the fighting, and we can just bounce him every turn if we're lucky. Kogla and Yadaro, it gains trample and haste, or it fights again. And then the new Atali here, I just wanted to have both Atalis, honestly. So when it enters the battlefield, each player exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land, and I can cast them without paying their mana costs. And, if it's a longer game, I can also transform it to the Primal Sickness version. And that's pretty much the gist of it here. Um, and I just like this card. It's search your library under graveyard for a non-human creature and put it into the battlefield. Can be very useful. And then we just have our normal assortment of lands, command tower, and some dual lands. And that's it. Very simple deck. I seem to say that a lot, but I really do try to build pretty simple, straightforward decks for the most part. I do like this Tribute to the World Tree. The 3 green's a little tricky in a 3-color deck, but I put it in there anyway. The Ascendancy with the cool 3D art is pretty nice, and it helps you kind of rifle through to find what you need a little bit sooner. Because in terms of the high-power cards, the high-powered creatures that really take advantage of the multiple entering, there's not a huge selection. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 if you want to count the Simulacrum. So it's not a lot, but taking advantage of that when possible is a good thing. And Rocco, can help us because we've got creatures all the way down to 2 mana cost. So for 5 mana, we can, get out the Kin Tree Spirit or the Loyal Warhound. Tillinali's Crown I put in because the +3 in Trample is great, but also in certain circumstances it's a pretty good removal card. So like if my opponent plays a Scoot Swarm, I can just dump this on it and no more Swarm. So yeah, that's where we're at and see how it does. Okay, so our first game is against Rocco, who's playing a Narset. And just a quick reminder, always say hello and good game to your opponents. Even if they don't respond, be the better person. They said hello. Thank you, Rocco. Also, for those of you who don't know, Wilkommen is German for welcome. So the idea is welcoming... let's just do this. I normally like to wait on that so I can actually make use of its ability, but we're not going to bother. So it means welcome, and the idea of this deck is, of course, to welcome creatures into play multiple times. So that's why I went with that name. Nothing tremendously spectacular, but that's what it is. Strike and Menace. Okay, well, never mind. I was just thinking I could put this Rune of Might and Tenali's Crown on this and make it pretty impressive. But maybe I will just... yeah, no, okay. I was wondering why it was glowing. I could not put that together in my brain. I'm a little sleepy. And let's just stop it there. I was thinking, how can I play this? I only have 5 mana. And it's because I can't play it. I only have 5 mana. Let's take care of that. Right now, let's take care of that. Okay, I feel a little bit more comfortable already. So far, looking okay. Nothing tremendously spectacular. Which I actually have a deck based around that, which when it gets going is really, really fun to play.
Let me help you practice.
But I'm not showing that one right now. I'm showing Rocco. Oh, look at that. He's got a great hand. Tremendous draw power right there. Let's put Nolly's Crown on you. Let's put it to work. We'll even put out just to get the draw. That gives us a land. Yeah, let's get rid of Narset. Because we don't want that there. And with our 10-7 Trampler, actually let's put this on here. Okay, and that's it. I was just going to do this this Rune of Might here to give this trample and to draw a card and keep the flow going. And the next turn was going to be him, probably with the Elish Norn, but maybe with Terror of the Peak. I don't know. There's some good options. Could have even gone with Atali. So anyway, that was the end of game 1. That went really well. Let's move on to game 2. And we're on to playing against Thinner Mother with an Atraxa deck. That is impressive art right there. I really love this hand, but not really because I can't do anything with it. This is somehow worse. How is this worse? What's going on here? Okay. Let's put... I've got 2 green. Oh, I hate doing this. My only creature. Let's see how it goes. Put out a mountain. We can maybe spice this up a bit. But and also hello and good game, Inner Mother. Oh yeah, we're already in trouble with the toxic deck here. So next turn we're gonna have 5. Yeah, we've got a finely tuned deck going on over here. It's gonna give us a bad time. Trying to remember what I have. Alright, let's just put this out. I have no white except for this. But we got 3 mana. I could search for 2 3 mana creatures, I guess. Yes, this is a bad time. But let's do what we can do. Yep. I wish I had another turn to hopefully get a land, because 4 would have been nice. But we can make use with 3. We can do this. And we can exile that and that. And let's search for another 3 mana creature. And let's go with... Let's see, what's the mana value on this commander? 3, perfect. Let's get out this Skyclave Apparition to get rid of that Planeswalker over there. And it cleared the board pretty nicely there.
Time to go.
It is still a proliferation deck, which is going to be problematic. But, you know, we bought ourselves some time for sure. Put out Henge. This out with white. And whenever it enters the battlefield... Okay. I kind of want them to attack so I could put out Rocco again, honestly. The Panharmonicon or Elish Norn makes Rocco really powerful. Oh, okay. We got another toxic card. Could do this. Let's see, we got green, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could do some serious damage with this next turn. Okay, bye Rocco. Thank you for your service. Let's do this. Ooh. Let's, 5, 6, 7, 8. Why not? Spend it all. Search my library. And let's put out some good stuff. Like Italy. Oh, I should have done Elish Norn first. That order of operations. Sanctuary Warden, sure. Yeah, we're looking good. We got a lot of draw power going on here. I'm assuming our opponent is going to be quitting here any second. Oh, thank you. That's what I was hoping for. Yep. Good stuff. And there they go. So, that was a good example of how that panharmonicon can work. And that was even with me forgetting to do Elish Norn first. So imagine if Elish Norn came out first, and then we had this trigger 3 times, with that, whatever. Kogla 3 times could have wiped out their whole board. So yeah, pretty effective so far. I even had ossification as one of my draws, and I had 2 more draws coming. So 2-0, pretty good so far. Let's check out at least one more game. It's our old buddy Zeta. We highlighted the Zeta deck in episode 2, I believe it was. As always, hello and good game. So we're going to be going against a speedy deck, at least if that Zeta deck is built well, and I'm assuming it will be. Let's actually kill this right now. I don't want them to be able to ramp up their mana any faster than they have to. I hate wasting it, but it's worth doing. Okay, let's get this out. Let's get out this altar. We'll have 5 mana next turn, and we could put out 2 mana creature. Let's do this, and here, I can't decide. Kind of don't want to waste this until Zeta comes out. Let's put out, I can't decide between Galagreeters or Lotus Cobra. I've got 6 mana. Let's do, or we could bolster. You know what, let's do that one. I always forget about this card. Galagreeters and Lotus Cobra have been around for so long, and this one I don't think of it. But bolstering to get plus 1/1 counters on stuff with the least amount of toughness is actually nice. Glad I saved this Fury here. Let's actually do that right now on Franco, because we don't want to. And we're going to put out this. And we're not going to attack. So, oh boy. Okay, so they're going to play, let's put that down. Could use the land, but we're going to run into a problem. Zeta's going to come out, he's going to target it with one thing, and it's going to be a mess for us for sure. With 7 tokens that are going to get buffed. We need to just hope for the best here. Yeah. Let's do just a Tali. No, let's do a Tali and Rocco. Yeah. So he's going to definitely be buffing something here. Plus 2/0, yeah, okay. Was this the one that also makes treasure tokens? Yeah, okay, so he's going to make a ton of treasure tokens. And probably has more instants in hand. That's such a good card for the Zeta deck. Yep. Oh, jeez. Alright, we're done. Yep. There is a lot of damage coming our way. So, Zeta deck, alright, let's just move on, because he's going to be scoring. Alright, that was it. Good game. So, we had 6, 12, 18, 20, we had more than enough coming at us. Just bad luck. Okay, so what I believe is going to be our final game is against Phantom, who has an Atali. Phantom 007. Oh, welcome to middle school. If Phantom 007 watches this video, I apologize, unless you are in fact in middle school. Then, cool name, bro. Hello and good game, as always. Here I am just mocking this guy's name and being a jerk about it. So Atali, Primal Conqueror, we got 3 lands plus the altar in our opening hand. Oh, Evolving Wilds. I wish I had this Blood Sun out. Oh well. Alright. Rebound Crag next turn. And hopefully we got Alright. It's a little slow rolling so far this game for us. Oh, additional land. Yeah. Here comes the ramp. Get this out because we're gonna need our own mana ramp. But I'm guessing, yeah, they got Elvish Mystic. They're getting this out really soon for sure, and then you're gonna beat it that way. 3 token for more mana. Oh, good game. You beat me this time, Mr. Bond. But maybe we can at least cause you a little discomfort. I assume you're going to take the 5 damage because Atali's coming out next turn. Wow, okay. They didn't... They got the Elvish Mystic and another land. Good game. Hello, Atali. You got to it before I could. Oh, okay. Alright. Cabaretti Flames. Interesting. Oh, because they're still shy with 1. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Let's do... Get this out. If we're going to survive, we're going to need the draw power. And let's do this and say creatures cost 1 less. Then say nope. So next turn we could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. That's what we need here. 5 mana. We can get out Elish Norn and Terror of Peaks, which if it dies, it deals X damage or X is the number of land cards in your graveyard. Alright. You know what? Let's just take this out. Or we could put out our own Atali. Ooh. No, I want to learn how to count. I want to get out Elish Norn so I can double up on this guy. So let's do Elish Norn and hope that they don't kill her. There we go. And that'll also stop their Atali from triggering. And it'll give us some draw power. Thankfully, we drew a land at the end there. Elish Norn with a very nice 6/9 power. And then we're going to play our own Atali next turn. And, okay, Wilkommen Dragon, nice. They're not even going to attack. Cool, I'm good with that. Ooh, Howlback Piper. Well, let's get Atali out. And that's going to trigger a couple of times. Yes, Questing Beast. Yes, Solemn Simulacrum. Look at this, we can even get out, like, white mana now. Wild. So, as you can see, this is actually a pretty successful deck, unless it's playing against a super fast Zeta deck. That was really the only thing that slowed us down, ironically, was the speed of Zeta. And if you want to see my Zeta deck, you can go back and watch that video. As I said, I believe it was episode 2 of this series. They're distracting me a little bit. What else we got? Ooh, let's go for the summer, just because. And Hogla. And fight you. And it's gonna fight. Ooh. So, we're rolling. We're looking pretty good. We're drawing a ton of cards. like a stupid amount of cards. Let's even do this. Let's exile you and you. Draw even more stuff. Oh, there's that teleportation circle. Alright. I think we're in pretty good shape. I think you guys will agree. And I think Mr. Bond does as well. So there you have it. This is the Rocco Cabaretti Caterer deck, which, as you can see, was really rolling. Even though I was a little worried early on when they got out the Gilded Goose and they had some good mana production, I thought the Satali was going to come out. But once I got up to 5 mana and I could put out Elish Norn, that was going to prevent their Atali from triggering, and it was going to make all my stuff trigger twice, and that's just disgusting. And then I had this teleportation circle, so I could do a Kogla every turn. I could do a Simulacrum every turn, just to keep that rolling. I could even do Demanding Dragon every turn, like I mentioned. And we drew a Helm of the Host, so we could make copies of Elish Norn and make this really, really, really gross. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. Simple thing, goes a long way in terms of my self-esteem. You could also subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment, tell me how much you love my voice. Tell a friend about the channel. All sorts of options here I'm giving you. Pick at least one, please, if you don't mind. And that being said, as always, please be kind to yourself and each other, and thank you for watching.